Welcome and karibu to Cook to Serve, an exciting series of men cooking to serve in the kitchen. And we're with Dr. George in George's Kitchen. Salamia.
Welcome to Cook to Serve. This is where we are going through the woman's stomach to get to her heart. And not just the woman, but all the men and the children and the youth. Because one thing we have realized, you can only serve when you're full, and you need to eat a delicious meal. Thank you.
And today we have an exciting show. You won't believe it. Today we're making chapati. I know when I think of chapati, memories come growing up, and you'd know your neighbors have made chapati because the aroma, the wafting, the wow, and you just want to play and hang around that kitchen where chapati is being made. For some of us, we're experimenting, and chapati turned out to be more like bread, one solid piece, or closer to pizzas.
Yeah.
But there are those chapatis that come out in layers. Are we going to eat those chapatis today, George?
Yeah, today you'll have to open the book. You'll open the pages of
Yes.
the chapati. You know, like when I was growing up, as kids we would smell and then go and play to our neighbor's house close there, and you don't want your mother to call you, or you don't want them to ask whenever they call the child of the neighbor. You also just want to go in because you don't want to miss out on the chapo, because it was tantalizing. And so today we're going to do chapati and dengu.
Chapati and dengu.
Yeah, one of the things that was a very rare delicacy. It was a preserve for me when I was growing up. It was a preserve for holidays and Christmas.
And birthdays too.
Yeah.
If you were lucky, or you had neighbors who had many children, who had many birthdays, so you are eating many chapatis. So
Yeah.
let's bring it to the context of discipling. Who is a disciple?
So a disciple is somebody who wants to become like Christ. And there are people who are called disciples. These are the people who are walking with Christ and walking the way of Christ. And so they bring in someone who is a disciple to walk together with them. But the aim is that at one point, that person is going to become a disciple to show who Christ is in their lives. And so I think all of us are disciples.
And I'm imagining that this interaction in terms of this space, the context, something comes to mind.
Yes.
The marketplace.
Yes.
So how does a marketplace fit into this story of discipling?
Good. You know, the one thing, Edmund, is that we are Christians. Everywhere we are Christians. We are Christian workers, we're Christian students, we're Christian leaders. The baseline is we are Christian. And what makes us Christian is the Christ who is in us. And so wherever we go, wherever we work, wherever we interact, we have to know that Christ is in us. And just as Paul said that it is no longer I who lives, but it's Christ who lives in me. We are Christ's extension to the work. You know, when you enter the office, you're Christ's extension in that office. As you work, you have to work diligently, knowing that you are not just working for your boss, but you're serving God, you're serving Christ in that office, on that desk, in that hospital, in that IT room, when you're in that matatu, when you're driving that bus, that is your marketplace. You are the Lord's extension in that vehicle, driving it. You are God's hand driving and God's feet controlling the car, and God's feet making sure that you're not obstructing traffic. You get? You're God's feet making sure that there is traffic flow and you're not cutting corners, you're not knocking down the small cars. If you are a tout, you are God's hand extending your services to your passengers when you collect the money. If you are a banker, you are God's hand as a teller or as a finance manager. You're actually God's hand in that office, in that bank hall. And if you are a football player, in that field, in that arena, you are actually God's.
So where you are is the marketplace.
Yes.
You can define that as your space.
Yes.
Now, let's go to the beginning. And cook to serve is all about preparation.
Yes.
So let's begin the journey. What do we have here? I am hungry.
You'll have to wait a little bit more, but you will be satisfied at the end of it.
Okay.
Because it is a process.
Okay.
It is not a finished product. The finished product is lovely, but there is so much that goes into that finished product. And there's so much labor, time, and ingredients that when you see the finished product, you're so happy and you forget about the process. But what is important for us is that when you are persevere and go through the process, you actually become better as a finished product.
Okay.
And that is then you become the cooked to serve that people enjoy.
Fantastic. So,
And just as a
do we
Christian
have
life, we have a few things here. Today we're going to make a chapati. And I have water. And this water is actually warm.
Not
It's
hot,
not
just
hot.
warm, slightly
Warm.
above room temperature.
Yes,
Okay.
it's warm. We have sugar, we have salt, we have flour, and we have a bit of flavor, cinnamon flavor. So what I will do, and this is how my chapatis are, I take 2 tablespoons of sugar.
And what volume of water is about that?
This is about 500 mLs. Yeah. So, but if you don't like sugar, it's fine. You can do it without sugar. But this is just to make it more tastier. And then I use half of the salt. Just a mixture so that it's going to have its flavor. It will taste like a little bit of ORS. So this is just like our Christian life. There are many things that are put into our lives through teaching, through listening to music, through reading of the word.
This is the preparation.
Yes,
forming the foundation.
and do you know what does it? So that it mixes very well? Meditation.
All right.
Thinking about it.
Yes.
Yes, so a Christian form of meditation is thinking about what you have read, what you are listening to, what has been preached to you, what you've been taught. You listen to it. And so then it actually seeps in. It's the process of listening to it is transferring it from your head into your
And there are
heart.
times, while you're taped, there are times I may read the word, but I ask myself, what is the meaning of this? I can't quite seem to get it. Is it me who has a problem, or how do I go about that?
No, it's not you who has a problem. You know, as you read the word, the Spirit of God quickens and helps you to understand. But there are times you do not understand it. What is important is there are things you need to ask. What is this word about? Who was it being talked to? What was the setup that this word was being released? How does it apply to me today? But if you can't get it, we have the Bible says we are surrounded the cloud of witnesses, and we're not alone. Remember last time we said we're in a fellowship.
Yes.
So you have your discipler, the person who is discipling you, and then you have fellow brothers and sisters in the Lord.
Yes.
You can reach out to them and ask, hey, I read this passage and I'm not getting anything. There may be God's hand to open your eyes to what you may not be seeing.
And the Holy Spirit is there also.
Is the one to help you.
Okay.
Yes. So then, let's get to it. So this is the flour. We're going to need a dough. I know most men enjoy chapatis, but they don't like the preparation. Some of them don't know. So we're going just to put a bit of cinnamon to give it flavor, just a bit. Okay.
And the quantity of this is really up to you?
It's up to you. It's up to how many people are going to eat it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the other thing is at this point, if you want to add other flavors, there are people who actually they can add onions, they can add carrots, they can add something else.
Okay.
But this is the point that you are adding it,
Fine.
so that as you make your dough, it's evenly distributed and it's solid. just as the Bible says that we are like clay in God's hand.
Yes, the potter.
So yes, so this chapati is in my hands. I do with it.
You mold it.
I mold it the way I want. So the best way to know that your dough is ready is when it's not sticking.
Okay.
It's not sticking on your fingers, and it's not sticking on the container
So
that you're making.
You even need turn.
Yes, you just turn it to make sure that it is even and that the flour is everywhere. If you were making chapati, then would have put yeast. If you were making mandazi,
oh right,
then
yes.
would have put yeast,
Yeast.
baking soda. Then now the air would have
To go in and
yes,
it makes it
make it to swell.
To swell.
Yes. And if you notice, it's now changing color from
Yes.
white to brown. Okay, so our dough is ready. You see, now it's
Yes.
okay. So now the next step is you want to apportion it.
Yes.
So usually what you do, you count how many people do you have.
Okay.
Yeah. Then now you just cut it into small portions before you start rolling.
Okay.
So that if it's not going to be enough, you can have a contingency plan.
Yes.
Of
This
doing
is where
another.
now you count how many people you anticipate, and
Yes.
then now you make small bits.
Yes.
From the main.
From the
dough.
main dough, yes.
Okay.
It's just like when we go to church on Sunday.
Yes.
The Lord has distributed us all over.
Yes.
There are those in the finance sector,
Yes.
there are those in the health sector, and those who are in the real market selling tomatoes
Right.
and onions, and there are those who are in the transport sector. Yeah, so He's just apportioned all of us to everywhere He wants us to be.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we have our doughs. So people ask, why do chapatis have layers?
Yes.
Today I want to show you why.
Where it and how it comes about.
Yeah. So, this one not yet.
Okay.
But we need this.
Okay.
Yeah, so and we need this. This is oil.
Oil.
As I told you, I use vegetable oil.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the preferred. So now we want to make our chapatis. So this is the process, and I would compare it to our Christian life. The process when we go through a distressing moment, when things are pressing on us. And you know, sometimes when things press on us, we wonder what is happening to us. It looks like we are getting destroyed.
Yes.
Even at workplace, sometimes which is our marketplace. Sometimes things don't work for you.
You have the seasons.
Yes. That even the boss is not happy. He's shouting at you. Maybe you've not missed the deadline.
Yes.
But those are very important aspects of learning in life, because next time you will learn from what made you not to beat the deadline,
Right.
and work on improving it.
So whatever the season, there's a learning.
It's always a learning process. There's a learning curve to it. So then you put a bit of the oil on it. Then you spread it on the dough. This time it doesn't matter the shape.
Yes. So don't worry too much at this stage.
No.
Okay.
Then you roll it.
Okay.
Yes. And then now you make it round. You see?
Okay.
Yeah. And I usually prefer, I put it on the table around the surface
Yes.
as I do the rest.
So flatten, put the oil,
Roll
it,
Yes.
then make it into that shape. Round.
Yes, the round shape. Now it's easier to beat it into a round shape
Okay.
when you're done. So, I know you had washed your hands,
Yes.
but I think this would be a good time to get a first-hand lesson. You can wash it again. So, let me do this for you.
Yes.
Now, put it on top and turn it the other way also. Yes. So the reason why we're putting the flour is that so that it doesn't stick to the
onto
table.
the surface of the table.
Yes. Even though the dough is well done,
Still, you
most of the
make
time it doesn't stick, but you
Yes.
just want to be cautious.
Okay. All right.
Let's see
Okay.
your ugali power. Or your chapati power.
Chapati pie.
Just spread it a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Spread it thin.
Thin.
Yeah. How does it feel?
Oh. This will be the best stuff. I can tell. Yes.
Then take a bit of
A
oil.
bit of oil.
Then you spread it. Just add a little bit so that
Or to the edges, eh?
Yes.
Oh.
spread it. Let's see you roll it. Let's see if I am a good teacher.
Yeah, good. Let's see if I'm a good student.
Let's see if you're a good student.
Yes.
No, just hold it a bit.
Hold it.
Yeah, like you're peeling it off from
okay.
the. Yes.
Uh-huh.
And you roll it. Don't fear, just roll it big. You fear
Yes.
injuring it.
Injuring it, eh?
No, just go ahead.
Yes.
Just do that. Just do that. Just do that. Just do that. Oh, nice.
Okay.
Okay, so now let's roll it. Yes, round and round. No,
Round.
here.
Yeah.
And then this one you close the hole.
Then I close the hole.
Yes.
Aha.
And then you place it there.
Okay.
Great, awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so we're at the point where you say there is one now that you've
The
prepared
small one to
The small
test
one.
the pan.
to test the pan.
Yes.
And this looks like it.
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, so then you have your pan on.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so now the oil changes position.
And I noticed the pan for the chapatis is heavy to retain the heat. Don't use the one for making eggs.
Yes. And the other thing is you also have to regulate the heat when you're cooking your chapati, because sometimes the pan becomes too hot. Yeah, it becomes too hot. So if it's too hot, it starts to burn.
Mm-hmm.
But then now you have to change to regulate the heat.
To regulate the heat.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think I usually just like putting a drop or two of oil to see when it starts to melt.
Mm-hmm.
Then now we can put our first one. Just a bit of oil to the edge.
Mm-hmm.
You just open it a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very inviting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's golden brown. Just a bit of oil. The oil makes it to swell and to cook well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you see, it's not like dripping, it's not much. It's just, you'll actually tell when you're eating it. Yeah. It's nicely golden. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, I think I also want to give you one challenge. Are you up to the challenge? You said you know the one that you rolled. Eh? Did you still remember its position?
I cannot quite remember.
It's this one.
This one.
So, I want you to, when I'm done with this one, you do that one, and we see you cook it, and we see if we have past knowledge. Yeah. So this is the color.
Wow. That bar is high.
You're just going to do it. Yeah. bring it, put it like that. Yes. Just make sure that the edges are not, yes. Then take a bit of oil, yeah, and you put it at the edge as you open up the chapati. Don't use, okay, like that. Like that. Yes. Yes. Just a little, yeah. Nice.
How do you tell it is golden brown and it's the underneath?
You see it trying to
It's
arise.
trying to rise.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you can see, like, I usually see this one, then I know that's the way the other side is looking.
Okay.
You see all this rising, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So then you can turn it.
Oh.
Yes. So the same concept. Put a bit of oil.
Well. Discipleship in the marketplace.
Yes.
I've had a wonderful time in the preparation.
Yes.
Like they say, the proof of the pudding is in the eating.
Yes.
The proof of the chapo is in the eating.
Is in the peeling the pages.
In peeling the pages. And as I peel the pages here in terms of the chapati,
Yes.
what is it that comes to mind? 3 things. What's the key takeout?
So you have to be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be deliberate.
Uh-huh.
And the character speaks more. So when you're at the marketplace, your character speaks more.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be deliberate to reach out to people.
Yes.
And you have to consistently do so.
Consistency,
Yes.
being deliberate,
Yes.
and
Lifestyle.
Yes. Wonderful. And of course with chapati you can, when they're tasty such as this,
Yes.
you can take them on their own, as I am, or you can have another accompaniment with ndengu, with tea,
Beef.
with
chicken.
beef, with chicken. But I can tell you, this must have been the one that I made. Very tasty. Very tasty.
Of course.
And should you have any questions or even a recipe you'd like to share, email media@nairobibaptist.co.ke. media@nairobibaptist.co.ke. This has been Cook to Serve with Dr. George. Enjoy.